Okay, I'm going to ramble on and babble, talk about some things involving my schizoaffective disorder, specifically medication today, and a particular medication that I take. And at the end, I'll have a guitar song for you. Okay, so I'm on a total of 7 medications. Well, I didn't realize it was that much. It's what I have to take to stay stable. It's these medications I take because they stop me from being depressed. They stop me from being psychotic. Well, acting out psychotically, because with schizoaffective being a psychotic disorder, you're still going to have psychotic symptoms inside of your mind, meaning you're still going to hear voices, you're still going to get paranoid, you're still going to have delusions. But the medication's job is to dampen those down, to kind of put a block on those thoughts, which I have another theory on that and how that can be harmful. And we'll talk about that at another time. But this one medication that I've been on for almost 2 years is called Latuda. You've probably seen it on the TV. Have you tried Latuda lately? If you're struggling with bipolar depression and you still can't seem to get up despite the antidepressant, Latuda may be right for you. You know that shit. Like that's the hip drug to take right now. Like a few years ago, it was Abilify. Turns out not everybody can take Abilify, and you give it to most schizos, and their psychosis worsens because Abilify is a strange class antipsychotic in that it increases dopamine levels. Whenever increased dopamine levels is the reason why psychotic symptoms happen. Okay, but the Latuda is called Lorazepam HCl. It was marketed in 2007 or 2008 as a treatment for schizophrenia, and in 2012 it got approved for use in bipolar depression. You keep on hearing me say bipolar depression, yet I say I'm schizoaffective. Well, the disorders are very, very similar. Schizoaffective, the affective meaning mood, and it means that I have a mood disorder. I have trouble regulating my emotions. I find it hard to process emotions, and I process them at irrelevant times, or I don't process them sometimes when I need to. And then my moods, I'll go from depressed to manic. Depressed, being down on the dumps. Don't want to do anything. I hate my life. Like I should just kill myself. Like I just want to get drunk and sleep the day away and not feel anything. And yeah, when I'm depressed, I resort to drugs and alcohol. And mania is actually very exciting for me. I'm very impulsive, though. I lose all of my money. I engage in risky activities. I have unprotected sex. I actually got HPV because of that. But I mean, like 50% of the population has HPV. So if you think that's ew or gross, then you should probably get tested because you got it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, impulsive behavior. Yes, very impulsive when you're manic, but you feel a sense of euphoria at all times. I'll go into more mood symptoms and descriptions in another blog. Let me get back to Latuda, why it was prescribed for me. Because my first diagnosis was major depressive disorder whenever I was 16. Major depressive disorder with high anxiety. And what was really happening was I went to psychosis after I smoked pot one time. This was my first psychosis and the one that scarred me like for the rest of my life. So I went to psychosis and a bunch of shit happened, and I basically thought that like everybody in the universe can hear my thoughts. Thought that I was a chosen being and that I was separate from everybody else, and that I had a grand plan that I was going to accomplish, and I was a part of a special elite entity that exists here on this earth and human bodies, and these delusions still exist with me to this day. Now, I know what reality is, and I know what these fantasies are, but I mean, wouldn't that be pretty fucking cool for that to be your life? It's a goddamn movie. I'm telling you, my life is a fucking movie with my paranoia and my delusions. Like, I want to write a book about this shit. And I'm getting off topic, obviously, because I have a thought disorder. It does things such as stopping me from thinking mid-track, making me lose my train of thought, leaving me with nothing to say in a conversation. I get amnesia to where I completely forget like what I'm doing, what's going on, and I have to regather myself. That's all a part of the illness too. But the Latuda is the medication that saved my ass. Okay, so from age 16, from the first psychosis, all the way up until age 21. I got put on Latuda at 21. Now, in between those years, between 16 and 21, I was on various medications, but I was also in and out of jails. I did a total amount of 1 year in jail, not at the same time, but all together. And they tried to put me on different psych meds. Nothing ever worked. I was still psychotic. And 5 years of fucking misery. Like, I don't know why I was alive. I was heavily addicted to drugs. I think that the pleasure I got from drugs was enough to keep me along to get the next fix. It's really fucked up. Dual diagnosis, drug addiction, and mental illness do not mix well. They're not friendly. Yeah, but anyways, I got put on Latuda when I saw a doctor when I moved up to Montgomery. And basically before I went in, I wrote him this long-ass piece of paper. More than that. I wrote him multiple pieces of paper describing how I felt at like a panicky time or at a paranoid time or a situation that had happened to me and what was going on during that time. I basically let him see me in action because like psychiatrists in the office, they see you while you're in there. Most people put their A game on and they're like, yes sir, everything's okay when they're in the psychiatrist's office, which I do too. But that's only because I'm afraid of being honest. Like, I'm afraid of opening up to people because I think they're going to judge me. I have that, like, low self-esteem shit that I've been working on for years. I'm telling you, I'm fucked in the head. But, I got put on Latuda. I'm sorry. I mentioned that I had been on Latuda in the past, and when I say that, I got a sample packet once, and I took 2 pills out of the 10 and then never took any more. But I told him I had taken Latuda before. And lo and behold, he puts me on a moderate to high dose of Latuda. And he also puts me on Xanax for my anxiety. And what else did he put me on? Did he put me on antidepressant? Yeah, he put me on like Pax or Prozac. Put me on Prozac. I fucking hate Prozac. So anyways, he puts me on those meds, and it takes months actually for the full effects of Latuda to start working. And one thing I learned about with Latuda is it'll work wonders once it's in your system. But as soon as you fucking drink alcohol, I'm talking about like if you get drunk once, not even drunk, if you drink at all while on Latuda, it fucks it up. Like, it literally decreases the efficacy and your psychotic symptoms will come back from alcohol. I don't understand how that works because alcohol is a depressant. So do not drink on Latuda. It is a wonder drug. It has saved my life because I couldn't have lived the way that I was living during those 5 years. As my mental illness progressed and got worse in the latter years, I couldn't have lived like that anymore. There was just too much pain. There's too much suffering. I had nothing, nobody, and I was just in a really dark place. But I've come so far. Yeah, try out Latuda, guys. It really does work. Problem is, it's expensive. It is still there still is not a generic for Latuda. They renewed, okay, they got their patent, I think, back in 2007 or 2008, and a patent is going to last for 6 years for a drug. So that's 2014. Okay, and they renewed it. No, they got it in 06 because it ended in 012, and then they renewed it. So in 2018, Latuda will be generic, and there's no way around that. They cannot extend that. And I'm telling you, Latuda is a wonder drug. You just don't fucking drink on this shit, man. And it's gonna take a while, like, for you to start feeling right. This isn't one of those medications to where you're like, oh, you take it and you wake up the next day and you're feeling all grand and happy. That's what I fucking wish. That's what I've always wanted. Just give me a fucking pill that makes me okay, and I never have to take another pill again. Like, just fix this shit. But it doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't. So anyways, I highly recommend Latuda. I give it a 4 out of 5 because no medication's perfect. You have to deal with the side effects of the son of a bitch. Like, you're going to have tremors, you're going to have akathisia, you're going to have tics. Like, I have tics in my face. I don't know if that's from the antipsychotics or not. It probably is. And like, I had to do weird tongue motions too, like not even trying to. So, I mean, the side effects are there, but the fact that I can function as a seemingly normal or happy, the fact that I can be happy makes none of that count. It doesn't matter anymore because I can accept who I am, I can accept what I am, and I can just make the best of what I have. And, you know, hopefully I can try to transfer some kind of good message to the world. I have high hopes and ambitions for myself now. You know, I've come a long way. But, let's see, what song are we going to sing? Okay, we'll do one. This one's going to be called Fuck What You Said, okay? You ready? Sorry, my guitar's out of tune. Alright, 1, 2. Fires burning and eating the ground. Still feeling pits full of hopeless and bound. Blue skies never stop falling. What's the point in this calling? Questioning all that is thrown my way. No trust in you and your wicked ways. Building a castle of money and greed. Selling your soul as the unrighteous queen now. Fuck, sorry. Fuck what you said. No, you got in the way. Fuck what you say. I tried so hard and you got in the way. I guess I'm too sedated from my medication to be able to play that right now. I'm sorry. I tried. Anyways, fuck what you said. Peace out.